What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today, as you can tell, we are going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm actually going to be ranking the Battlefield 2042 weapons in a tier list rather than the way that I've been doing it with like the specialists of the maps and stuff. I thought it might be a little bit too hard to kind of do a 1 through 22 ranking of the weapons, and so I thought I'd do a tier list anyway. And there actually wasn't a tier list for this already, so I went ahead and actually made this tier list that you guys can see. I'm going to leave a link to that in the description if you guys want to, make your own, and you can tag me on Twitter or whatever you guys want to do with that tier list. It's always fun to compare, everyone's different lists and rankings and stuff, because we kind of always disagree on this kind of stuff. So like I said, if you guys want to do this for yourself and post it on Twitter or whatever and tag me in it, then feel free to do so. But without wasting any more time, let's get stuck right into it. So we've got God tier, A, B, C, D, E, and trash. I don't actually think anything will be in the trash tier, to be honest. Even maybe not E. I think actually all the weapons are pretty viable. It obviously sucks that there's only 22 weapons in the game. That's really not that many for a AAA game to launch with. But what I will say about the lack of weapons is that I do actually think they're all pretty well balanced. There's a few right now that we'll touch on through the video that are definitely a little bit stronger than the rest, but I feel like you can pretty much use the worst weapon in this game and still do fairly well with it. So I don't think there will actually be too many in the bottom two here, but we'll see how we go. And also just keep in mind that this is, in the next update, this is going to be essentially redundant. So if you guys do enjoy this type of content, let me know in the comments, because I might do this every, say, 3 to 6 months when they, when the weapons are different enough that it's worth redoing, I guess. But yeah, without wasting any more time, let's get stuck into it. There's 22 weapons. So I guess starting with God tier, just to get the easy ones out of the way. Right now, the PKP, I think, is the best weapon in the game, or at least up there. What I'm probably going to do is go through all of these, and then I'm sure I'll reorder them a little bit. So I'll try and at least get the tiers right, and then what I'll do is I'll try and actually get them in order after that. So for me, right now, the PKP probably feels like the best in the game. I do think that the AK-24 is probably up there as well. I'm not sure about second, but it's definitely up there at the moment. And just looking through the list, I think for right now, they're probably the only two that I would put in the God tier. There's definitely a few others on here that are really, really good as well. Actually, that's a lie. No, I'm putting the SVK in the God tier as well. But yeah, looking at the rest, I feel like that's a pretty decent start for now anyway for the God tier. Those three to me are probably the three standouts. They're what I die to the most, and I've probably been using the AK and the PKP. I've probably been using it a little bit, but not as much as everyone else in the kill feed, because everyone, I swear every kill I see is with the PKP, and rightly so. It's a very good weapon. Moving down, I'm gonna have to put the AC-42 here. I don't know if it's necessarily the fourth best, but I think it definitely goes in that slot. I think the Vector, or the K30, whatever it's called, that probably goes ahead of it actually. I feel like the M5 is probably worthy of that tier, maybe a tier below, but it is a pretty decent weapon. I think if you have the right loadout, it's actually really solid. I think the base weapon isn't that good, but I've been seeing a lot of people running around with the close combat ammo type and then a shortened barrel, and it's essentially an SMG, and it's really good. So I think for now that probably goes there. Now the snipers are going to be tough, because I am a bit of a sniper, and for me, the NTW50 could go there, but I've also got to try and get this right for the general player base. So I'm gonna put that there, but then on top of that, I feel like the other two snipers are probably actually better than the NTW, because it kind of requires a very specific playstyle to use that weapon. It's obviously one shot to the body, but it's so slow that you have to be really good with positioning and stuff. And I do think a lot of the less advanced snipers are going to struggle with it. So for me personally, it probably goes above the other two, but yeah, it's going to be hard to gauge those. I think I'd probably put the other two, well, I mean, I don't know. They'd probably both, wherever one of these goes, the other one goes. I'm not sure they'd both be A tier, because obviously snipers dominate at long range, but if you're running around, I've got to kind of account for all ranges, and obviously any of these are going to melt a sniper at close range. So I think for now I might actually put all of these down a tier. But yeah, man, this is already getting tough. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I think the LCMG, to be honest, also probably goes here. That's an underrated weapon. I think especially with the last buff to the the recoil on some of those weapons, same with the PKP. That got a really, really decent buff that didn't really go, you know, kind of went unnoticed a bit. So I think that definitely goes there. The snipers are going to be so hard, man. I actually don't know where to put those. I'm just going to leave them there for now. I'm going to try and do the rest, and then I'll reposition the snipers afterwards. I think the PP29 probably goes... it probably still goes here, to be honest. It's still really good. I think a lot of people don't really use it anymore because it got nerfed. And then obviously the rest of the ARs and stuff got a lot of a decent buff with the bloom fix, but it's still pretty decent. Like, it really didn't actually change that much. So I think that probably goes there. I think the SCAR, or the freaking whatever it's called, SFARMGL, whatever it's called, that's underrated, I reckon. I do think that's a really solid gun. Bit of recoil management and just feathering the trigger, and you can do pretty well with it. I think the rest, probably the other two SMGs, the PBX and the MP9, they probably go there. The DM7, see, this is also another really good gun, but I feel like it probably goes here because the SVK essentially makes that redundant. It's still useful, but it's kind of, to me personally, it's like I'm either going to use the SVK or I'm going to use another assault rifle. That's kind of just a middle ground, and it's still really good, but I'm not sure it's quite at the same level. It was really solid at launch, but I just feel like the rest of them have kind of overtaken it. So I think I'll put that there for now. I think the auto shotgun, I'm not much of a shotgun player, so this is kind of hard to gauge. It feels decent to me when I use it. I'll probably put it there. The other two, I want to put these here, and to be honest, this this could probably go here. I think that's probably for me the worst weapon in the game. It's still viable, that's the thing. I think I'm going to put that there for now. V-Car, I think this is called. I can't even remember what this is called. That probably goes... yeah, that probably goes there. That's a tough one. I haven't really used that too much, to be fair. But it's still decent, but it definitely just feels worse than all these. And then, funnily enough, we've got the pistols left. Again, with the pistols, I don't feel like they're actually... like, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to put them here. I think they're better than that. Maybe... see, the Magnum's a one-shot to the head, and so is that. I don't know. All of the one-shot stuff feels really hard to gauge. Technically, this is a one-shot to the head, and so is this. This has a faster rate of fire and a bigger magazine. So I'm gonna put that above that. That doesn't feel like the worst weapon in the game to me. This is tough, boys. I did not expect this to be as hard as it is. But we've at least got them all on the board now. Now it's just a matter of reshuffling them. I'm gonna I'm putting that there. For me, I'm gonna go from, rather than the general player base, this is just mine, I guess, so there's no point trying to balance it for everyone. For me personally, a one-shot sniper, I already tend to do decent enough with a sniper that can only one-shot to the head. So for now, I'm gonna put that there. I think obviously it just suits my playstyle, so it's not necessarily... you're gonna get shat on by pretty much every other gun if you don't know how to use it. But the fact you don't have to be as accurate, which is one thing as a sniper that I'm not that good at, is I miss a lot of shots. This just makes it so much easier. So I think that has to go for me anyway in God tier. The rest of this, honestly, oh, you know what? I'm actually gonna put that there. I think that's better than the shotgun, especially when you put it on the burst mode. And in all honesty, I might put that there and put that down a level. This is tough. Now that I've got them there, it's nearly done, but there's just a few that I can tell are not quite there. I'm gonna actually switch those around, and simply because, like, the K30 is really good in close quarters, obviously, but the M5 can still handle itself and it has range, whereas the Vector or whatever, the K30 kind of doesn't. So I'm gonna put that there. Then I'm also gonna put that there. That's kind of dropped quite dramatically in the space of 20 seconds. Damn, this is tough. And then see, like, I feel like the snipers need to be higher, but then it's too top heavy, so I have no idea how to I'm gonna put the snipers here. The snipers for me, like, I'm the type of player that I think the DXR and the NTW are my most, like, used weapons. Like, I've got the most kills with those two. So for me, the snipers are handy. Obviously not everyone's going to agree with that, but that's kind of the whole point of the list, is that everyone's going to be a bit different. I might then put this there. I think that makes a bit more sense, because that's still really good. It just feels like it's been passed by the rest, but it's still very viable. And then I think I'm actually going to just move the snipers up and then maybe move that down. And I think I'm actually pretty happy with that. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with that list. Let me just give it one last double check. But so far everything, it was kind of getting hard for a minute there, and then it all just kind of fell into place.
That's what she said.
I feel like there must be something here that's wrong, but no, I'm actually pretty happy with that. I'm actually pretty happy with that list. So not only the tiers, but I think I've got them in order from like, you know, left to right, left to right, left to right. So yeah, I think I'm done there. Like I said, if you guys want to do this for yourself, I will leave the link to this down in the description. I would say reply with the link to yours, but YouTube will just auto delete the linked comments. So like I said, be sure to like tag me on Twitter, or if you want to join the Discord and post it in there or something, then feel free to do that. It's going to be interesting to see what everyone else thinks. Like definitely let me know what you think of this list, whether you do your own or not. Let me know what you think of this list down in the comments as well. I think mine is going to be quite different. Like I don't think many others are going to have the NTW there, and the snipers maybe not so high. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what you guys think. And so yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know how bad my list is. And yeah, keen to hear what you guys have to say. But that is going to do it for this one, boys and gals. Like I said, if you do enjoy this type of stuff, let me know, because I'll try and update this every like 3 or 6 months or something like that if you guys want me to do so. It's a little bit easier actually doing it this way as well, rather than the regular rankings that I've been doing. The tier list is just a little bit easier. So be sure to let me know if that is something you guys want to see. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. And if you are new to the channel, then be sure to subscribe with those notifications on. Thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll catch you out there on the battlefield.